journey different from your dad's? What is it that you want? कि ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਕਹੀਏ yeah ਠੀਕ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ right ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੈਜ਼ੀ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਕਾਮ ਆਪ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਬਣਾਇਆ what makes you think that you're going to be different? You'll be able to say what, this is what I did differently from my dad.
Honestly, I think everything is different, really.
Yeah.
The only similarities that we're both artists,
Yeah.
The way I sing, like the music, the type of music I make.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's different.
Yeah.
There's always a little bit of his music that's like part of mine, like obviously, but it is very, very different, and that's what like a lot of people hate on me for that because like it's very, very different compared to what they see from him.
Why do you think people hate on you? Like, why do you think the fact that because they just want you to sing Punjabi because you're his son, is that the expectation out there?
100%, because all the comments are like, that's literally what the comments are like. Oh, make songs like your dad, make songs like your dad. I'm like, I didn't even make music because of my dad. I made music because of myself. Like, that's what I fell in love with.
Yeah, right? Definitely, because you have your own identity. But kadi socha hai vi main Punjabi geet vi gaunga ja kadi record karunga. Is that kind of something that you might have in the back of your mind?
Yeah, I've talked to my producer Gary Sethi about it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Gary. Huh?
We're planning on a few things, so.
Oh, okay. I see a smirk on your face, so I know there's something in the works. But it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, like I mean, yeah, it is something that I think people have that expectation. But because ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵਾਂ ਪੈਰ ਰੱਖਿਆ, ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਔਖੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ, if you want to be known out there, you want your music to sell, people to love it, what's the biggest problem or issue that you've had in this journey of yours?
Like I said before, hate that you get. You know? The hate is it's on another level nowadays, very toxic. And I feel like it's very easy for people to lose motivation because of that. At one point I did, but and then thanks to my mom, she was like, just keep going. So it's like, as long as you just...
Right? So I learned from, obviously, my husband saying, you know what, don't listen, don't read those comments, take it to heart. And so that's...
This generation ਨਾਲ ਬਦਲਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੀ, so ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਡਰਦੇ ਹੋਗੇ?
ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਡਰਦਾ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਬਾਹਰ ਗਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਨਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਲਾਈਕ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਲਾਈਕ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੂਰ ਯੂ ਸੇਫ because you don't know there's so many haters, you just ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ, so it's always a worry, and I worry.
They're going to play his song on Sherepunjab. ਜੀ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਹਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਹਟੇ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ 'ਚ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਇੱਕ ਨਾਮ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਜਿੰਦ ਜਾਨ ਇੱਕ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੁਣ ਪਛਾਣ ਇੱਕ ਬਣਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਛਾਣ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਈ ਆ, ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਐਂਡ ਇਹ ਜੀ ਜੈਜ਼ੀ ਬੀ ਦੇ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਹੈਗੇ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ 'ਚ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ. ਸੋ ਲੋਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਦਾ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਪਰ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਦਿਸ ਗਾਈ ਇਜ਼ ਗੋਇੰ ਟੂ ਸਰਪਾਸ ਦੈਟ ਜੇ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਰਾਹ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ. ਸੋ ਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜੀ ਬੁਲੰਦ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੈਗੇਸੀ ਬਣਾ ਰਿਹਾ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡੇਬਿਊ ਐਲਬਮ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਆ, Forever or Never, ਇੱਕ ਬੋਲਡ ਟਾਈਟਲ, ਇੱਕ ਬੋਲਡ ਵੋਇਸ, ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਪੀਪਲ ਆਰ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਕਿਊਰੀਅਸ. ਬੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੈਸੇजेस ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਕਿ does he sound like his dad? Will he create his own style, or can he carry Jazzy B's legacy into a whole new world this time in English, or is he going to create his own path forever? So ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਆ ਇਹ ਅੱਜ ਦੇਣਗੇ. ਸੋ he's going to roar in a new ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਹੈਗਾ. ਸੋ ਬਾਲੀ ਦੇਰ ਨਾ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਆਓ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੋਵਨ ਬੇਨਸ aka Little JB. So ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ, welcome to the show. How are you, Jovan?
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ. I'm blessed to be here. Came a long way. I would have never imagined this a few years ago, so
yeah, definitely. We've always been used to hearing about you through your dad. Hamesha jadon koi interview aapa karte hain, Jovan, you and your sister, he's always praising you, and ਅਸੀਂ ਅਕਸਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਕਦੀ ਇਸ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, he's like, I would totally support them, but even if they don't want to, I would still support them. So ਸਾਨੂੰ I think 2 ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਹ recording, you were going into this whole like music field. So tell me a little bit about it, like what kind of your musical journey, where did it start? I'm sure because you've always introduced to the music world through your dad, but your own love for it, where you realize, hey, I've got a really good voice, I can do this.
It's crazy because when I was younger, everyone would be like, oh, like, are you gonna make music like your dad? Every single time my answer would be no, because originally I wanted to play football.
Okay.
And then one day I met 2 of my friends from school, Max and Teo, Gore. They were recording music a while back, like years before me. And then one day they were just like, yo, come over and let's record something.
Okay.
And then this was on like his iPad. We just recorded a song, and I fell in love with it that day. I was like, I actually enjoy this. Like I get to like, speak my mind and everything. So.
And do you obviously you sing, do you write as well? Like these lyrics, you pen them.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So writing and singing both is a huge talent, and and you've got to need a lot of creativity. And so when do you find the time to write? Like, what are your when does Jovan sit there and write? Like, is it when something happens, a life event? Is it emotions, like, or is it just for the fun of it? Because some people are just great authors, storytellers.
It's an everyday thing, like you can make songs about anything nowadays.
Huh.
Usually I just get in the studio, play a beat, and then it just comes naturally, But it's usually like about my feelings or like things going on and stuff like that. So
That's
it
great.
comes very natural to me.
It's hard for a lot of boys, I find these days, to talk about their feelings, right? Or to even express them. And so when people listen to singers and their lyrics, and ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਗਾਣਾ ਸੁਣਦਾ, ਹਰੇਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਗਾਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ. So if if it's a heartbreak, they think, oh, he probably had his heart broken. That's why he sings like this. If it's about like, he's a baller, oh, like he's probably like rich and so what do you have when it comes to that stigma? And especially like trying to be vulnerable, and you don't see a lot of that aajkal, especially with kids your age.
Yeah, so that was pretty much like the whole point of me like making music. When I was growing up, I used to listen to some artists who like speak about life, like like problems that they've been through, or anytime they've dealt with pain or something. And yeah, I realized no one my age really like knows how to speak about their feelings.
Yeah,
like it's very hard for some people. So I wanted to create music like how I feel, so people will know like they're not alone, like no matter what, like you don't have to talk to anyone, you just listen to music, and it'll all be okay.
And music is therapy, right?
Exactly,
It is so therapeutical. When you were growing up, were you listening to a lot of Punjabi music, or were you listening to more
I listen to more
Western?
like English music, but nowadays I've been listening to more Punjabi music.
Have you?
Yeah.
Why nowadays?
I don't know. My sister started listening to it like a lot. And she just showed me a couple songs that I never knew songs come on. It's pretty good.
Awesome.
So,
We're going to talk more about that, but I want to learn more about your album, right? So why Forever or Never? Like that title itself is very bold. It speaks, right? You just choose a name for the sake of it, but I know there's a meaning behind it. So what story or emotion does that title hold for you?
Well, it's pretty much because like this whole album's kind of like about my life. It's a story. So it's like no matter what happens, no matter how much hate I get or anything, like I'm gonna do it forever, or I'm not gonna do it at all.
Good for you.
Like no matter what happens, I'm gonna keep pushing, keep doing it because it's what I want to do in life. So
yeah. I think your dad had the same attitude when he first started. I remember because there was a lot of backlash, right? His lyrics, his voice was always on point. It was always about his appearance, and we talked about this so many times during our interviews, right? And he said the same thing. Dikhi jo koi na, main kehde kise liye gaunda, right? And I love the fact that you have that as well. And especially in this day and age, we know hate has gone to a different level now. It's not just what it was before. Ek duje na log gal karde si hate, idda falaunde si, used to hear it through gossip. Now it's all these keyboard warriors. It's all social media because that's what we all use. Obviously I know your mom and dad very well, your mom, and we were planning this interview for a long time, but if I didn't know you, I'd only probably find you through social media, है ना? ते fake account ते जाके जड़ा मर्जी कोई गांदा लिख दिंदा है. So ये चीज़ां बहुत, and if you're ready for that fight, that means you've already won half of it, right? So we're very proud of you for that. So again, so there comes that hatred, then there comes there where people expect you. There's that expectation, right? Because of your dad. And, we don't want to, link your dad too much in this interview because this is about you. This is about Jovan. This is little JB here. But Forever and Ever, right? The title, a hint that you're here to break free, right? Or is it to uphold a legacy too? Because, there's that pressure.
It's a little bit of both, because obviously my dad's not going to be in the game forever. It's like I'll be carrying it, but in like my own way, Like I'll still probably be known as Jazzy son, but then they'll see like how like I do it, and they'll be like, you know what, this is different. A lot of people hate it because I'm different. I do different than the regular like Punjabi like boy making music.
Yeah.
They just assume like, oh, you can make Punjabi music like your dad, but nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah, good for you. And I think that's what he wanted too. So when he first found out about you singing, and it was more kind of the English genre, obviously, right? Was his reaction what you expected or not?
Honestly, I didn't even know what to expect, but when that day when I recorded that first song, I showed him, and then I was like, you know what, look, Dad, I made a song. He's like, he was shocked, he never like thought it was just because it was random. I didn't tell anyone about it. It just happened, and then he was very proud. Like I could see in his face, he was very proud in that moment.
Yeah, that's great.
It was good, and that's what I like to see.
That's great. What about the pressure?
The pressure. Technically, what pressure? But it's a lot of people like. There's a lot of comparisons. I can't really do much about it. So really the pressure is like it's always gonna be there, but it's like I just gotta ignore it, somehow, and just like keep just pushing forward.
And just keep pushing. You've just got to chase a new lane, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And so English singing, what kind of style would your genre is? What style do you kids call it these days?
Honestly, I don't even know. Like I know I make a couple of dark R&B music, but like I make pain music. I could do anything.
Yeah, you can.
I can make all types.
So when we talk about forever or never, right? Do you think, when you sing, is there a little bit of Punjabi soul in your music when you write or when you sing kind of with the English pop or, any hints on the sound or vibe? Do you think you've kind of added a taste of that or hint like, jada todke cha aapa thoda ja masala nahi paida hunda, right? Was that kind of in the back of your mind when you were composing or creating your music?
100%. Because, like, even if I make English music, I'm always trying to, like, make songs with other Punjabi artists. Like on the album, I made it with Avi Soha.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, I had to add a little bit in there, because all people saying, oh, make Punjabi music, I was like, sure, here, take it.
Take it, right? That's awesome.
It's always going to be there. So.
And that's just it, right? It's always going to be there. We're always going to be Punjabi. I'm born and raised here. Your mom's born and raised here. So we've always got that. But we've also got the Punjabiyat in us as well because it's been around us all our life, whether it's through grandparents, cousins, your parents. So, when it comes to that, and I know that this album is very super personal for you. It's your first, it's your debut. But what part of this album, is there a track in it that really relates to home, to culture, or your journey? There's always that one favorite song everyone always has, or maybe sometimes it's the first one you've recorded, but there's one that stands out to you. So whenever you hear it, it makes you really just bati, really emotional. Is there one out of there and why?
Actually, the one I made for my mom, that one, because, that's about my life. She was always supporting me, even though at first she might have been like, oh, like, what are you doing? Like, go to school. But in the end, she started, like, listening to my music more. And she's like, I like this. She's like, just keep going and it'll happen. She always believed in me.
Yeah.
And she always my strength is from her.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's why I had to make that song for her.
That's when parenting done right? ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਬੱਚਾ ਆਪਣੇ mom dad ਬਾਰੇ ਕਹੇ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਢੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਢਾ ਖੜਿਆ and your strength comes from her. That's big words. And they always say behind every successful man there's always a woman, and she's got 2 successful men that she's been babysitting, I would say, right? So ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਜੋਵਨ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਾਮ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਹੈਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ behind the scenes ਬਹੁਤ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਔਰਤ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵੇਖਣੀਆਂ overrun ਕਰਨੀਆਂ, and it's not easy being married to a celebrity and then trying to raise one, right? So I'm sure there's a lot of things, and I'm sure we can get a lot of inspiration behind this, so I definitely want to speak to her about it. I want to talk to you a little bit about I would say kind of when the torch got passed down on stage. You were recently in Edmonton at a milla, and it was plastered all over social media, but viral clips hoye, you and your dad and him passing the mic over to you. And I think everybody got goosebumps. Like we all had a oh my God, like what a proud moment for a dad. And getting that mic from your dad, like, it was just, you could tell he was emotional. He was happy, proud. And there was probably this like, oh my God, that's my baby boy, right? Tell me about that milla and tell me the response you got and kind of, before and after.
Honestly, that day will forever be a highlight of my life, you know? It was kind of like last minute too. My dad was just like literally the day before the show. He was like, you know what, you go on and perform a couple of songs, right? Mm-hmm. And I was nervous.
Was that part of the plan originally, or was that kind of just on the spot that you're just going to perform that day?
I think it was on the spot because I just wanted to go because I obviously wanted to go see the event.
Yeah.
And then literally the day before, he's like, you know what, go record or go perform, right?
Go perform, yeah.
And it was crazy, it was my first time too, so I was really nervous. Huh. But because I would have never expected that to happen, perform in front of all those people.
Yeah, because there were thousands of people there, huh?
So there was lots of people.
Yeah.
It was great because I got a lot of good feedback from that. A lot of people. It was different, because it was English. And a lot of people were like, messaged me like, "Oh, your performance was amazing," and honestly, like that motivates me because it was the first time. It was like very, very lots of butterflies. I was scared, but it ended up working out in the end. A lot of love from the people, so I'll always love them for that.
I love it. And full on confidence, you went on there and you did it and you killed it. You didn't look like you were nervous the least bit. And the other thing too is ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਗਾਇਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਟੇਜ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਜਦੋਂ ਲਾਈਵ ਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਾਬਲੀਅਤ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, right? ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ because it's not auto-tuned. You've got no sound effects and that's your real voice out there. I'm sure you've seen a lot of shows, and I know recently your dad posts you a lot more. You guys travel together, so you've been to his shows. And so, do you think that kind of contributed to you not being so nervous, or were you nervous but you're like, I've just got to do it, the kijo?
I would say that it has helped because, like I took the year to travel with him, you know, see how it all is.
Yeah.
And seeing him out there, you know, every single time I see him perform, it's the same thing, you know, like I've seen it before, but every single time I see it, it's like, I want this. Like, I want it even more every single time I see it.
Good.
So that definitely, like, helped, because when it was my time, I was like, you know what? I've been wanting this for so long, so I'm going to just do it.
Good
so that
for
helped
you.
a lot, 100%.
That's awesome. And, you know, when you do see him, like when you were little and, you know, people are like, oh, you know, Jazzy B, was it just like, well, he's my dad? You know, you never really considered him being the superstar he is. Is it just kind of, you know, recently now that you hang out with him, or because you've found this new love for your music, that you've kind of realized like who he really is in the world?
That's crazy, because that's exactly how it is. You
Yeah?
know? When I was younger, like, I was like, you know, I don't understand it. I was like, that's just my dad.
Yeah.
But now when I actually see it perform in front of other people, all the people singing along to his songs, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's my dad. That's insane.
Yeah. And, you know, your favorite thing about him, like, you know, his dedication, his music, his style, his dedication, like, what is it that really inspires you that you want to take away from your dad?
It's definitely his hard work. I've seen him work hard, and it's because, you know, like, he could easily make me famous overnight, but the thing is, he tells me, he's like, you know what, you make a name for yourself. I'll help you out every now and then, but I'm not gonna, like, just take you to the top.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm very happy for that, because then I get to see the struggle and all that. So that's what I'm very proud of him for that, and then very grateful.
And, you know, I think that's where he's gone the opposite of the regular ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੋਰ ਆਪਾਂ singers ਦੇਖੇ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਗਾਉਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਗਾਉਂਦੇ, because they literally have them piggyback off of them, right? So, like, you know, this is my son, this is my daughter, you know, you guys are going to make her famous. So your dad has actually said, you know what, no, you're not. I'm not going to promote you. You're on your own. Exactly. But I'm there to support you. Yeah. You know, respect to him for that, and respect for you taking that with, you know, a grain of salt. You know, it's basically, you know, I think ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਰਹੇ, I don't think it's going to take you long though. So, you know, and the fact that you'll be able to say I did it on my own. How do you see your journey different from your dad's? What is it that you want, you know, ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਕਹੀਏ, you know, yeah, ਠੀਕ ਆ, you know, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਸਤਾਦ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ, right? ਤੁਸੀਂ Jazzy B ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ, you know, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਕਾਮ ਆਪ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਬਣਾਇਆ. You know, what makes you think that you're going to be different? You'll be able to say, you know what, this is what I did differently from my dad.
Honestly, I think everything is different, really.
Yeah.
The only similarities that we're both artists, you know.
Yeah.
The way I sing, like the music, the type of music I make.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's different. You know, there's always a little bit of his music that's like part of mine, like obviously, but it is very, very different, and that's what, like, a lot of people hate on me for that, because, like, it's very, very different compared to what they see from him.
Why do you think people hate on you? Like, why do you think, you know, the fact that because they just want you to sing Punjabi because you're his son, is that the expectation out there?
100%, because all the comments are like, that's literally what the comments are like, oh, make songs like your dad, make songs like your dad. I'm like, I didn't even make music because of my dad. I made music because of myself. Like, that's what I fell in love with.
Yeah,
right?
definitely, because you have your own identity. But kadi socha hai vi main Punjabi geet vi gaunga ja kadi record karunga? Is that kind of something that, you know, you might have in the back of your mind?
Yeah, I've talked to my producer Gary Sethi about it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Gary. Huh?
We're planning on a few things, so.
Oh, okay. I see a smirk on your face, so I know there's something in the works. But, you know, it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, like, I mean, yeah, it is, you know, something that I think people have that expectation, but what you're doing and people love it. Like, you know, the guys in the back were listening to your music and they're like, oh my God, wow, that's Jazzy son. Like, he's like, so, do you know it's like rap? I'm like, I know. And he's like, oh my God, this is something I would totally listen to. So it's, you know, something that's unexpected. But again, no, you know what? We're so proud of you. So back to your singing career, this new chapter that's opened up. वैसे तो 2 साल हो गए तनु ये करदे नु. You know, you noticed, or, you know, you decided that, you know, this is kind of the way you're going to go and you're going to choose your new lane. ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹੂੰਗੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵਾਂ ਪੈਰ ਰੱਖਿਆ. You know, ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਔਖੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ, if you want to be known out there, you want your music to sell, people to love it, what's the biggest problem or issue that you've had in this journey of yours?
Like I said before, it's usually like the hate that you get. You know? The hate is it's on another level nowadays. You know, very toxic, and I feel like it's very easy for people to lose motivation because of that. You know, at one point I did, but and then thanks to my mom, she was like, just keep going. So it's like, as long as you just somehow ignore it, and you just keep believing in yourself, like, you could do anything.
No, I totally understand that. So, you know, ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਭੁੱਲ ਜਾਓ ਹੇਟਰ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੰਗਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਹੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਐਡਮਾਇਰਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਸੋਚਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ your haters are your biggest fans. Let's talk about collaborations, right? Because going forward, there's going to be times where you're going to want to, add a little bit more pizzazz to your songs, or make it a little bit different. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ collaborations ਬੜੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਟਾਈਮ 'ਚ duet ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ collabs ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ that's the technical name for it, right? Anyone that you would love to collab with, whether it's Punjabi or whether it's an English artist.
There's actually quite a few, like AP for sure, Sukha, Garnojla, definitely Moga guys. Shob will be pretty cool. And then with English, like he's another Punjabi artist, like Nav. Punjabi artist, but he makes English music like me. And I used to listen to him growing up, so that also played a big part, gave me motivation. Like if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, definitely a lot of collabs I want to do, especially one with my dad.
Oh, awesome. 100%. We would love to see you collaborate with your dad. That would be something we definitely look forward to. Tell me about Punjabi music and who you used to listen to when you were younger. And, if somebody inspired you to actually, sing because of their Punjabi. Obviously the collaborations you talked about, but, I know for a lot of people, Moosewala was a big one. When he came into the industry, like he came in with a bang and people were like, wow, who's this? And they loved his genre, his style. Was there someone that you used to listen to a lot and you're like, ek din main edhe wangu gauna hai?
Honestly, I only recently started getting into Punjabi music, right?
Yeah.
But AP was one of the first.
AP till now, eh?
He makes like the Punjabi version of what I make, kind of in a way. Like if I made Punjabi music, I feel like I make music like him. So when I first like found out about him, it was like, yo, I really like this, because I was never big on Punjabi music. I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But as soon as I heard him, I was like, yo, like
this guy's different.
100%.
He's out of the box.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to ask you just a couple of like rapid fire questions. Just fatafat na bina soche tum mainu jawab dene hai, okay? So I'm going to say 2 names, and out of them, which one fits forever or never vibe? Okay, Drake or Diljit? Drake. First English song you ever sang?
It was a while ago. I don't really remember the name of it, to be honest. I think it was called Reflection or something.
Okay. Yeah. One lyric from your album that you can say without hesitating.
I'm going to do all these things for my mama. So her, don't worry about the drama. For you, I'm finna stack about the commas. Presidential, I feel like Obama. And I know that it's a scary thing. But oh, mom, you gave me everything. So I'm finna give you back everything. Like go buy anything.
I love it. And we're going to talk about that with your mama. Craziest DM since your album announcement.
Oh, it was a while ago. I got this like a long essay of someone telling me to stop making music and use my dad's money to go buy houses and cars. It was the funniest thing I ever like seen in my life.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and again another fan, right? That's so crazy. Okay, Punjabi word you sprinkle in your English tracks, or you might, kind of like, you think that you might use.
ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੰਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਈਦਾ.
ਕੀ ਬਾਤ ਆ ਪੰਗਾ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ. So again, we are going to talk a little bit more about your song Mama, because I think this one really stuck out to me as well, because I'm a boy mom as well, right? And your boys and mother son relationships are very different, but ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਵਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੜੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਮਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ your dad. There's so many people that have sang songs on moms, and there's only a handful in English. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਾਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗਾਣਾ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਗਾਇਆ ਆ, ਇੰਸਪੀਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਾਮ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, but what did your mom do for you so much that made you, want to sing and write for this? Like, I know you said she's your strength, but, to write about your mom in your first album, usually, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਚੱਕਵੇਂ ਗੀਤ ਰੱਖਣੇ ਆ, but, you gave it a completely different taste to it, and kudos to you. I'm very proud of you. But tell me more.
Growing up, my mom has done everything for me, no matter what I went through, all the fights, she was always there all the times I've cried, she was one of the only people that were there, like, the times where I felt lost, like I'm like, I don't know who to talk to, like she was always there. She's like, you could talk to me, even though I was scared too, like it would happen eventually. Right? And like I said, she's my strength, I want to do everything for her, because obviously everyone goes through things. She's probably going through things too. And I want to, I don't want her to stress about me. I want to make her proud. Like that's one of the biggest goals you want to do as a son. You want to make your mom proud.
Yeah, definitely.
That's definitely one of the things, the main thing I want to do.
You know what? I think she is proud. And I mean, like me sitting here, I'm tearing up. But so let's welcome your mom. I think this might be her first interview ever. So I want to welcome the very beautiful Hardeep Kaur Bains. So Hardeep, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਖ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤਾਰਾ ਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਸੋ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਪਾਤਰ ਆ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ ਜੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ
Hardeep, Jovan ਦੀ ਆਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਰਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ he's your baby boy and ਇੱਕ ਲੰਬੀ ਵੀ ਜਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਛੇਤੀ ਵੀ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੋ as you've watched him evolve ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫੀਲਿੰਗਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਇਸ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ behind every successful man is that Shere and you are that and you've got 2 Shere on your plate now so ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਜਰਨੀ ਰਹੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ
it's hard like it's not easy ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਗਾਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ it's just for fun ਮੈਂ ਰੂਮ 'ਚ ਬੈਠਾ
ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਬਣਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ
ਗਾਣੇ ਗੁਣੇ ਲਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ I'm thinking not a big thing I thought it's just for pleasure but ਜਦੋਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਐਲਬਮ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੜੀ 2-3 ਗਾਣੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਸੁਣਾਏ ਮੈਨੂੰ I was like oh wow really this is really good and I'm actually proud because he stuck to it even with all the hate and everything but I said do what you want to do this is your life ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਓ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਦਿਲ ਨਾ ਦਿਖਾਓ ਮਾੜੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ just do what you want to do you want to play football obviously he had injury I took him to all the practices and games but then he decided to do this and I said you know what I'll support you ਜੋ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਰ as long as you're happy that's all that matters to me
and I remember ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਵਿਆਹ 'ਚ ਇਕੱਠੀਆਂ ਬੈਠੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਰਾਣੇ ਰਣਵੀਰ ਦੀ ਬੇਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿਆਹ 'ਚ ਤੇ you were back and forth ਮੈਂ ਜੋਵਨ ਨੂੰ ਚੁੱਕਣਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾਣਾ and she's sitting at the wedding and she's all worried about you and and ਇੱਥੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਰੀ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ 'ਚ ਜੋਵਨ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੇਟਰਡ ਬਾਰੇ ਹੇਟ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਆ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਲੋਕੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ that was a crazy one right and ਇੱਕ ਮਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੜੇ ਓਵਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੈਕਟਿਵ ਹੋਈਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਮਤਾ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਜੋਵਨ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਓਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਇਜ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਹੀ ਗੈਟਸ ਅ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਹੇਟਰਡ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਟਾਰ ਆ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਮਨ 'ਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਂ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਉਂਗਲ ਉਠਾਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਮਾੜਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਬੋਲੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਦੋਂ obviously you've got to let him grow hana you've got to say okay koi na you deal with it but kei wari jehda tada andar ki bolda hunda how do you
dil tut janda like honestly it does dil ta bahut dukhta hai jadon koi mara apne bachche nu koi kehda hai right but because of through Jazzy I mean I used to read comments and he sees and I'll be like oh did you see this comment he only mene kehna ਇਹਦੇ comment padya na kar ignore it because where there's success there's going to be haters right so I learned from obviously my husband saying you know what don't listen don't read those comments don't take it to heart and so that's given me strength so when I mean even though it hurts when someone says that to your child I try to be that strength to say you know what Jovan shut in don't even bother reading it
good
people there's a lot of jealous people out there there's a lot of haters like people are obviously hurt themselves or apne aap ch koi dukhi hoga jad inna dukh koi denda right so I said you know what just let it go let it go do what you want to do aap khush reh na kisan da tu nahi kisan dil dikhona just carry on
ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜੀ ਹਾਂ
ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜੀ ਹਾਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ
ਸੋ ਖਾਣ ਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਜਾਜ਼ੀ ਦਾ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਦੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਸੀਗੀ ਐਂਡ ਅੱਜ ਸਿਖਰਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਯੂ ਵਰ ਵਿਥ ਹਿਮ ਐਵਰੀ ਸਟੈਪ ਆਫ ਦ ਵੇ ਸੋ ਇਜ਼ ਇਟ ਡੇਜਾ ਵੂ ਆਲ ਓਵਰ ਅਗੇਨ ਲਾਈਕ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ you saw Jazzy, you saw his success, you saw his struggle and now you're kind of going through the same thing with I can't imagine right being a wife of of a superstar now got another little superstar in the building right ਕਿ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਬੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਮ ਘਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਵਾਈਫ ਰੋਜ਼ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ you go to your jobs you come back home you raise your family then you've got ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵੀ ਟਰੈਵਲਿੰਗ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਪ ਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਜੋਵਨ ਵੀ ਟਰੈਵਲ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਪਿਆ so you've got 2 worries right that are together right so tell me what that's like that deja vu and that nostalgia and any fears or ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ what do you feel like how is it
I mean there's good ਚੰਗੇ ਵੀ good feelings bad feelings I mean he just recently was away for 3 weeks. That was the hardest. At the 10 week, I'm like, come home, aaja, sheti kare hon aaja. Like, you know, it's the same. But I'm used to it with, you know, Jazzy being away. But it's easier when, you know, when he was away, at least I have the kids at home, right? But jadon hon eh bhi chale gaya, and I'm just like, it's just my daughter's got her own life, doing her own thing. So I'm sitting at home going, oh, this is, you know, so it's khali khali ja lag raha hai.
Reality check ho jandi hai na kai bari.
So it's hard. I mean, it is hard. But you get used to it. You just think, you know, come gaya, come te, like, you know, aa jaunge. It is hard, but you know, like I said, you've gotten used to it, and I have to get used to it now with him going away a lot. So
definitely,
it's not easy. That's for sure.
So you know, as far as, you know, dreams and aspirations of his, and you know, I know they're all realistic. Is there something that really scares you going forward? Because आजकल ज़माना बड़ा change हो गया. You know, social media ਦਾ ਦੌਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, ਪਰ ਬਾਕੀ platforms ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. आजकल collaborations ਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ travel ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ. Usually again ਨਾ locally ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ. Producers, writers, ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ, and you know, so he obviously is going to expand his horizon, है ना? The sky is not the limit for him. ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ you know, ਇਸ generation ਨਾਲ ਬਦਲਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੀ. So ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਡਰਦੇ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ?
ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਡਰਦਾ ਆ, ਰਾਈਟ, ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਦੇਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਬਾਹਰ ਗਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਨਾ ਦੇਵੇ, ਯੂ ਨੋ, ਲਾਈਕ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਰੈਂਡਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਰਾਵੀ ਲਾਈਕ, ਯੂ ਨੋ, ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੂਰ ਯੂ ਸੇਫ, because you don't know there's so many haters. You just ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ. So it's always a worry, you know, and I worry for both my kids whenever they leave the house, you know. ਇਹ ਮਾਵਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਡਰ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਨਿਆਣਾ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਨੀਂਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਜ ਨਾਲ ਆਉਂਦੀ, right? So even now with both my children, I feel the same way. I'm always on the phone with them.
Always on the
and he's good. He's got me. I'm on his Find My phone, so I can track
him. Oh, that's good. You're tracking him.
He's good like that.
You're still letting your mom track you, so that's a good sign.
Because he'd be like, stop messaging me where I am all the time.
Oh, that's good.
I'm like, oh, thank you.
I love it. We were talking about ਥੋੜੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਨਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਵੱਡਾ ਮੇਲਾ ਖਾੜਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਹੈ ਐਡਮਿੰਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਯੂ ਨੋ, ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ, ਹੀ ਵਾਸ ਸੋ ਹੈਪੀ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਇਟ, ਇਹਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਆਹ ਦਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਭੁੱਲਣਾ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਮੀਡੀਆ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਪੋਸਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ. ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਸਟੇਜ 'ਤੇ ਉਤਰਿਆ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਮ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਕੀਤਾ. ਸੋ ਟੈਲ ਮੀ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦੈਟ ਮੈਸੇਜ. ਆਇਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਸੀ, ਐਂਡ ਹਾਊ ਡਿਡ ਯੂ ਫੀਲ?
ਮੈਂ ਘਰੇ ਸੀ. I was here with my daughter, and ਇਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ mom, I was just on the stage and it was the best feeling ever. He goes, I performed it, and he goes, the crowd went wild. He goes, and I was just like, oh, I'm so proud of you, you know, like, you know, that's a big thing. That's a huge thing, you know, huge accomplishment for him to be on stage, and you know, at his age. And then, you know, I'm so proud that he was first messaged me, and how proud and how happy he was in that message, you know, when he sent me. I was just like, oh, you know, your dream's coming true.
And it's so nice to see that come to fruition. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਇਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਲੋਕ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣ ਕਿ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਤੇਰਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਤੇਰੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ, ਜੈਜ਼ੀ ਬੀ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਗਾਉਂਦਾ, ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣ ਕਿ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਵਾਹ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਵਾਂ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ? ਯੂ ਨੋ, ਇਜ਼ ਦੇਅਰ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਲਾਈਕ ਡੂ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਟ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਟੂ ਸਿੰਗ ਮੋਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ, ਔਰ ਆਰ ਯੂ ਹੈਪੀ ਵਿਥ ਹਿਜ਼ ਨਿਊ ਸਟਾਈਲ?
ਨਿੱਕਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ used to sing ਪੰਜਾਬੀ songs, so ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਗਾਉਣ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ, but he took a different route. And then, to be honest, as long as it's whatever makes him happy, you know, because ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਗਾਣੇ ਵੀ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਨੇ, right?
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ.
So it's not like, you know, he's expected to sing Punjabi all the time. But I told him, if you can do a little bit of both, you know, balance it out, that'd be great. But, you know, it's your life. You do what makes you happy. But I did say to him, you know, if you can, throw some Punjabi in there.
Because we're always going to be Desi.
I'm a hardcore Desi Punjabi fan.
Yeah, definitely. If we talk a little bit about, and you know, I'm trying not to throw Jazzy too much in here, but I'm trying to link the two of you guys together. So ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਾ Jazzy ਦੀ dressing sense ਦੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਦੋਂ ਬੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ hated ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਹਲਾ ਹੀ ਚੱਕਮਾ ਕੰਮ ਆ Jazzy ਦਾ ਨਾ, swag ਬਹੁਤ ਆ, you know, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ you know ਬਾਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੇਡ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੱਪੜਿਆਂ ਦੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਖਰਾ, ਤੇ you know ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਇੱਕ you know ਇੱਕ ਛਾਪ ਮਾਰ ਗਈ, but then people started to follow him, right? You know the jewelry, the heavy jewelry he used to wear. So you know, did you ever help him with that, choosing that stuff, or do you ever say, okay, you know, look, like your dad's created this image or this appearance, you know, Jovan, you know, maybe this would be good for you? Like, what are your recommendations to him when you suggest things to him, especially when it comes to appearance? Do you ever, or?
No, sometimes if I don't like something, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਸੰਦ, ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿ ਦਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਲੱਗਦਾ, right? But he's got a pretty good fashion sense himself, so I don't have an issue with him.
Right.
He's a minu kehna like, you know, when I go shopping, I'll try to because I'm like, I don't like it. Kehna la 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 la, it suits you, mom. It suits you. He's actually giving me.
He gives you advice.
Yeah.
I love it. So off air ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਯੂ نو ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕਿ ਅਟੈਚਡ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਨਾਨੀ ਸੀ, ਮੇਰੀ ਦਾਦੀ ਸੀ, ਐਂਡ ਉਹਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਯੂ نو ਇਟਸ not the best, but we're good. We know we can get away with it. ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਕਾਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਸੀ, ਜੈਜ਼ੀ ਦੀ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਪੀਕ ਸੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ। ਸੋ ਜੋਵਨ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਾਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਗੋਰੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, ਬਟ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਗਰੋਇੰਗ ਅਪ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਐਟ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਰਸਸ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਐਟ ਹੋਮ, ਯੂ ਨੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁਣ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਆ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਸੋ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਸੋ ਨਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਮ ਡੈਡ ਜਾਂ you know my sort of were there. We were just, Jazzy was always at studio. My kalli hone do nyane like kare, so we didn't have like, you know, it was easier to just speak English with them.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm hard to blame too.
No, I think there's no blaming.
Yeah, I mean, we only had our friend Jogger, his like, mom, auntie hundi sadi. Ona nyane ne Punjabi bolna. Ona Aisha ne vi sikhaya si ਮੂਲ ਮੰਤਰ ਕਰਨਾ, so but we didn't get to see her all the time. Not because ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, right, just whenever we go over and visit or she'd come over visit. So I do kind of regret, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪਛਤਾਵਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ ਕੋਈ ਸਿਆਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀ ਕੋਈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ. So I do have a bit of regret, but they're learning now. I mean, you know, they speak, since we moved back, I mean, it's really close to my mom and dad, so you know they speak Punjabi with them.
That's great. That's great.
They're learning, and a little late, but they're learning.
You know, ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਯੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਯੂ نو ਬੜਾ ਚਾਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਸੈਲੈਬ੍ਰਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਰੀ ਕਰਨ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ, so this is away from Jovan, but you know when you first got married, and there's you know a lot of, you know, perks. Oh my God, tu Jazzy V ਦੀ wife ਹੈ, you're Jazzy V's wife, and then you know there's a lot of downfalls too, because you know he's always traveling, and you know again ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ, you know ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ comments ਹੁੰਦੇ and we get kind of emotional. Oh my God, why is someone saying this to my husband, right? So you know ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਘਟੀਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ, being married to a celebrity.
Well, like
she laughed. I don't know if that was an evil laugh.
There's ups and downs on both sides. I mean, you know, it's great. You get to meet a lot of other celebrities, and you know they recognize you as Jazzy's wife.
Yeah.
The downfall, the people that hate, you know, there's still hate out there. I mean, I still get messages. I've had a lot of horrible messages, but it's you just take it with a pinch of salt and say whatever. You're just you know, aap tusi dukhi ya tahi tusi, you know, in the hate karte. But to be honest, it's got ups and downs. It's not all glory. Everyone prays. Sare kehte hone ki oh bahut badhiya zindagi honi edi hai na, Jazzy P na viahi hui hai, but it's not all like, you know, it's not all highs. There's lows. There's lows, yeah.
There's but lows. You've gotten through it. And you've raised 2 beautiful children. And you've been married how many years now?
24 years.
24 years. Congratulations. Yeah, that's a long time. Je na banda soche je apa soche addi sadi zindagi viah vich rang gayi, right? Like, you know, you know, you think about how young and how far you've come though.
For me, meri zindagi jade ਦੋਨਾਂ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਲਣ ਚ ਲੰਘ ਗਈ. Like, to be honest, Jazzy's always traveling or whatever. ਮੈਂ ਦੋਨੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ, I take full responsibility for them both, and I'm
you
so
did a
proud.
wonderful
They're
job.
wonderful kids. I'm truly blessed.
Yeah.
And I always say मैं ਹਰੇਕ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਹੀ ਪਾਲਿਆ.
Yeah.
You know, like I take full credit for that.
Good for you. Good for you. And you did a wonderful job.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You did. You know, as a wife, and you know, having to deal with, you know, those ends, and now, you know, you've got another one in training, and you know, मैं ਤਾਂ ਕਾਮਯਾਬੀ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ. Jovan, how do you plan to connect with the Punjabi fans who may not understand English lyrics?
Through like collabs, you know. And then, like my mom said, every now and then, maybe I'll throw one of the Punjabi lines in a song. You know, I would like to do that. You know, like
I love it.
Like whenever my Punjabi gets better, you know, I'm still practicing.
Good for you.
But yeah, I'll always be connected to that's my culture, that's my religion. I'll always be connected to that. Nothing will change that.
That's great. Before we end off, you know, ਅੱਜ you know ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਫਿਲਮ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਦਸਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਜਸਵਿੰਦਰ ਭੱਲਾ ਜੀ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੇ, and you know, I know your dad's been in a lot of movies as well. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ. So you know, when we lose someone like an actor in the field or a singer, right, like, you know, what are your kind of thoughts? Like, you know, we've got a generation that's now not with us, so ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਸ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਰਹੇ. You know, did you ever watch any of his movies, anything of that sort?
I have watched a few. I don't remember the names of them, but yeah, it's a sad thing, you know. Death is never a good thing.
Yeah.
But it's like it's bound to happen. We lost another legend, you know. There's a lot of legends we've been losing.
Yeah.
But my prayers and everything with his family.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very, very, very sad and emotional time.
Definitely. And you know what? ਸਿਆਣੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜੋਵਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਡੈਡੀ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਹੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. You know, I have to give that. But you know what? ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਮ ਨੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, kudos and a heart to you. At the end, future projects, ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਸ਼ੇਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਰਲਡ ਵਾਈਡ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ, the mic is now yours.
You know, there's a lot of big things happening soon, you know. It's just the start of my career, you know, and I'm grateful for everyone who's been here since the start, and I promise is a lot more to come.
Yeah.
A lot of big things, and I know everyone else would enjoy that. You guys can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, everything. Lil JB, LILLXJB. Love you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And ਹਰਦੀਪ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ you're always my middle goal. You're too, you know, she's always my connect. It makes it so much easier than having to deal with your dad directly and now, you know, with you being busy. So
ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੇਜ ਕਰਨਾ
okay, ਠੀਕ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਨੇਜ ਕਰੋ ਐਂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਮੰਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਖੁੱਲੀ ਹੈ you know ਐਨੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਜੋ ਵਨ ਯੂ ਨੀਡ ਅਸ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰੋਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਬੜੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਨਾਮ ਰੋਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਐਂਡ ਯੂ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਦ ਰਾਈਟ ਥਿੰਗ ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਫॉर ਬੀਇੰਗ ਵਲਨਰੇਬਲ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਫॉर ਰਾਈਟਿੰਗ ਫਰਮ ਯੋਰ ਹਾਰਟ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਫॉर ਸ਼ੋਇੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਓਕੇ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਯੋਰਸੈਲਫ ਯੂ ਡੋਂਟ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਪੁੱਟ ਔਨ ਅ ਫੇਕ ਫੇਸ
Thank you so much. You know, it's an honor to be here. I'm very grateful for all the support that I've gotten from you guys.
Yeah.
And you know, it means the world to me. So I appreciate everything.
Keep smashing it. ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੜੇ ਆ ਜਵੰਦਰ ਹਰਦੀਪ, thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.